I guess that means Dawn's here.
See how it
What a
is.
way to start a show.
Uh,
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stupid O'Clock's Thursday edition.
Because
And
apparently it's
we're
all
busy tonight.
show.
I'm shocked. Dawn's here, Rich is here, and Zach is here. I'm like, we get
Kiri's alive.
oh, yep, Kiri's here. Hey, Kiri is was in the hospital. I don't know if he's still. Are you still in the hospital, Kiri? Are you home now?
Yeah, he hadn't.
Huh? Um, yeah, he's been busy today. He's been keeping the doctors employed. It's a rough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Glad it ain't
Oh.
me.
Yeah, I try to avoid those places.
Me too. On the bright side, I bet they sent him home some really cool drugs.
Maybe, yeah.
Hey, he showed up on this show. It's got to be some decent drugs anyway.
Yeah.
We just got to make sure that we're not too funny, so he literally busts a gut. That would be bad.
Okay, Kiri, you can't come to the green room tomorrow night
Oh.
for health reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Okay. We've had some medical expenses around here, and Dawn asked me, she said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "Well, I might treat you like an old car, might scrap you and get a newer model with lower miles."
You can't
Yeah.
make the payments.
Do what?
You'll never be able to make the payments.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, the knot's gone down.
Yeah, I'd say the door should be opening behind him, and any second now. Strangely enough, I've for some reason I was very industrious today, and one of the things that I did today is I reseasoned 2 of my cast iron pans, and I was thinking about Joe when I did that.
Why? Was one of them dented?
Neither, they're fairly new. So.
You've done something when you've dented cast iron.
I don't think you can dent cast iron.
You can.
It breaks.
You can, but it has to be very hot when you do it.
It's really not worth the effort.
Yeah, I broke a cast iron pan one time. I bought a pan at a yard sale, and somebody had left it in an oven overnight with a roast in it. And when I bought it, about half the roast was still in the pan, sort of
Carbonized?
carbonized, and it was all, yeah. So I took it home and I took a hammer and started trying to chip all that stuff out of there. I'll be darned if the pan didn't break.
Did it while it's cold. You can only beat on them when they're hot.
I didn't think it, I figured all that carbon stuff would just pop right out with hitting it with the hammer.
Next
Live and
time you'll rent the sandblaster.
Power drill with the wire brush.
The wire brush.
They don't sell those anymore. The
Harbor
wire
Freight?
brushes. They're all fiber now.
No, the Harbor Freight has a set.
Of wire brushes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wire brushes for drill.
I thought they quit making them because they were dangerous and everything went to fabric.
Yeah.
No, the maintenance men at work can still buy them, so at least one tool company is still making them.
Harbor Freight and Walmart's where we've always gotten ours, and then of course, worst case scenario, go to Granger's website. Granger has
Everything. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and Laboratory Supply, that's another good one. You can
Back
get
when
anything
COVID
at
first
Laboratory
hit,
Supply.
Back when COVID first hit and nobody could find toilet paper, I kept telling people, go to Granger. You buy a whole case.
That's because they don't sell it in any less than a case.
Zach, we were talking earlier about European space program and all the new stuff they're doing, because they're getting rid of Ariane rocket. I think they launched the last one last month, right?
Yeah, they got rid of. Well, they've retired Ariane 5. Ariane 6 was supposed to have flown by now. It was supposed to now fly next year. It was supposed to do a long duration hot fire test in October, I think it was. But we found out this morning that they broke it. So that's on hold. And now they have opened a contract contest for private companies to submit bids to create a cargo resupply vehicle to launch from Europe to the International Space Station by 2029, which those following the timeline of the space station is set to be retired in 2030.
Somebody's expecting a moon
Another
a little
extension.
bit.
And John, Harbor Freight, $4.
I had to get me a couple then.
Add to cart and check out.
That's
I actually
not a fun
live.
thing to say after.
I actually live a little closer to Harbor Freight than Joe does. So.
No, not really. I got one up behind Crystal now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So we got two of them in Chattanooga now?
yeah.
Oh, cool.
I walk in the door. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, really. Oh,
Was it used to be an old movie theater? That's kind of funny. The one down
Yeah,
here on
the-
Record Road.
Yeah.
That's-
2-story movie theater. There was an upstairs theater and a downstairs theater. Now it's just one big room.
mm.
Those must not have been very tall theaters.
No, they were small theaters. The reason was they showed they did more matinee and midnight movie type stuff because right across the street you had Eastgate Town Center, which had Chattanooga's original indoor theater, other than the Tivoli and the Memorial Auditorium.
It was a cinema, not a theater. Everything else was theaters downtown.
There's a difference? Are you meaning like the one with the stage without a stage type thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, Eastgate had their theater. But I saw the original Joe Don Baker walking tall in that.
But the
The
what was
Harbor Freight.
It wasn't called Harbor Freight back then. What was it called? Darn it! Now it wasn't Brainerd Village, was
No, it was
it?
Brainerd Theater.
It was Brainerd Theater. Okay, yeah, it was across the street from Brainerd Village. That's why I was saying it. I don't think it was Brainerd Village. Brainerd Village was a sort of big strip mall right next to the Eastgate Town Center, which was Chattanooga's first indoor. Well,
The nation's first indoor mall.
Mm-mm.
technically, it was not an indoor mall when it
When
started.
it was built. Yeah.
When it was built, it didn't have the center roof. That they added that on like 10 years later. So that was kind of neat. Of course, I remember when they still had geese and ducks
In the pond. In the
pond in
fountain.
the mall. Yeah.
First one was the Southdale Center in Minnesota. I've been there.
And they had an awesome toy store in there. That toy store had everything. It had the dinky toys. It had you could go in there and buy the chemistry components for your chemistry set, and the beakers and stuff like that. They had RC cars and the 049 engine,
The old gas burning.
and
Mhm.
what was the other one that was really cool? Something else they had in there. Oh, well, all the dinky toys. That was cool. They had the whole dinky collection. If you're not familiar with dinky toys, Zach, I don't know if they had them in Canada or not.
We
But
probably did.
They had all the Gary Anderson
Okay, yeah. No, we had some, but not a.
Okay.
I also didn't spend a lot of time in the toy store, but yeah.
They had the UFO interceptors and the little tank that they had from UFO, and then they had the Space 1999 stuff.
Oh
and then
yeah.
they had all the Thunderbirds.
Ooh. Yes,
Mhm.
please.
I remember the 049 engines. You could get one. You could get them without the self-contained fuel tank, or with the self-contained fuel tanks. And we'd buy those and screw them to a block of wood and just crank the engine and let it run until one of us put a prop about that long on the 049, cranked her up, and it
Have
was.
you ever seen a 2x4 fly? Oh,
Yeah,
uh,
especially
speaking of
when
which-
you're in front of it.
they had all the Estes model rocket equipment that you could get back in the day. I wanted to get that one with the camera in it so bad.
Oh, everybody
Oh,
wanted the
yeah.
one with the camera.
Back before they had drones, they actually had a model rocket. You put the little Estes rocket in it. It ran on 110 film, so it had like a little 110 film cartridge kind of thing. And
It seems like a
you
really
launched
bad
it.
idea.
You launched it, and when the charge went off that deployed the parachute, it would take a picture. And it's kind of cool because there were people that I knew that lived up in the Saudi Daisy area of our town area here, and they went out near the nuclear power plant when it first opened and launched it and got some really good pictures of the nuclear power plant. And it was such a good picture that Estes bought the picture from them and used it on their new packaging for things that you could take a picture of with their rocket.
Now you go to prison for shit like that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say, did they also get a visit from a couple different agencies?
but back then you could go on tours of the nuclear plant and stuff like that. Then 9/11 happened and you can't go anywhere near a power station. Like Chattanooga has several dams in the area. They used to have tours all in those things.
Oh
Go
yeah.
on a dam. You can go on a dam tour and walk around the damn thing.
Yep.
I remember
been to Dam
Dad
Days?
taking me to Oak Ridge to go on it's like a visitor day or something, and got to walk across the catwalk with 3 nuclear reactors underwater under my feet, and
Play
there was a tennis shoe in there, and somebody had lost a tennis shoe going across the catwalk, and they go, "Well, it's radioactive now. We ain't fishing it out."
You ain't
Want it?
getting that
Go
one
get
back.
it.
So I've actually seen Cherenkov radiation with my own eyes. It's a beautiful blue.
Well, also TVA has that. Well, they never gave tours of it. That little building up on the hill.
Yeah.
No, that building. It looks like a little one-story building sitting on top of a hill.
I guess it's the whole hill.
There is rumored to be level 15.
Nice.
They have a big tower on it that has all the microwave transmitters for transmitting to all the power stations in the area. And right next to it is a big concrete chimney. The concrete chimney has an exact replica of that tower hidden inside the silo. And in the event of a nuclear war, if the first tower gets taken out, the second one comes out on a big periscope. Everybody kept asking what that thing was for. And then I have relatives that used to work for them, and they actually took me down there one day when they were testing that thing. And you actually got to see it come up out of the chimney and drop back down.
Hmm.
How would the chimney protect it though? Wouldn't that just like collapse and fill the hole?
You'd have to see it to understand it, Zach.
Yeah.
It is pretty much the building. It is up on a hill, but it's kind of in a hole. It's hard to describe. There's the hill behind it.
Okay.
It's in between a hill and a river. And then it's not so much that a nuclear blast would knock the thing over. It's all the EMP effects, taking out all the microwave stuff.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
So, and these are the people that do all the power in the area.
So somewhere in the States actually is preparing for an EMP, unlike most of the power grids.
Apparently, there was strangely enough, I have my Conrad background in. Strangely enough, there used to be this thing up north that you used to see these towers with the microwave repeaters.
Yeah, it was AT&T's towers.
What's that? AT&T's towers. And apparently they're still there, but they don't use them anymore.
No. It's faster, cheaper, and quicker to hit the bird to transmit the telephone than it is to microwave. I know. I see you trying to do the math, Dan.
No. I know better than to do math. I'm dyslexic. I've had over 60 years of being unsuccessful at doing math, except on Excel spreadsheets.
Back to rocketry. Has there been any news whatsoever about the Skylon project?
That's
What I
that.
heard-
I'm Googling it. No.
Okay. They were building a space plane that could take off from runway, go up in outer space, come back, had a cargo bay, could carry cargo.
Yes.
Had a really cool, they called it I want to say aerospike engine, but I might be wrong about that. Saber engine. I'm sorry. Had the Saber engine. And not too many people were real hot on their space plane concept, but everybody loved the Saber engine idea. So apparently, even the U.S. Air Force got involved with testing their Saber engines. And that was the last thing I heard, is the whole project was on hold while they were testing the engines.
Yeah. The last stuff I can find on it is they were testing the engine's pre-coolers as late as July last year. But I don't see anything. I haven't heard much from it. It's not something that I've ever heard the UK Space Agency talking about. There's some private versions of space planes being developed in Europe and here in Canada, but not government ones. What a great name, though.
But that thing looks so wicked.
It looks really cool.
It's like a cargo version of an SR-71.
I'm trying to remember the name of the one that's being tested in. Can't remember now. There's one over in Europe that just did their fourth flight test. It's a turbo ramjet also.
Is that little Delta Dart looking thing that was black with the red spots? It had red panels on it. Looked wicked as hell.
Think so, yeah. There's a few of them in development.
Yeah, they're tough to keep up with. Apparently everybody wants to make a space plane for some reason. I don't know. They got popular again. I blame Steve Austin.
And then
I'm glad somebody got that joke. Thank you for laughing, Rich.
Zach,
One of my
also
favorite
somebody.
toys as a child was Steve Austin and Bigfoot on little, almost Evel Knievel scooter type things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I was doing Stone Cold in my head, so I knew that was wrong.
Yep, that's wrong.
Zach, who was it that has Hopper 2?
Stoke Space. We're all totally stoked.
Now, I've got a question. With all the weird stuff going on between India and Canada right now, how's that going to affect your ability to report anything from their space agencies doing stuff?
It's a great question, because today India banned all visas for Canadians to enter India.
What did you do?
Our prime minister thought it was really smart to blame India for killing somebody in Canada in Congress.
Oh, was that the
Like a week
That's
ago.
that's the Sikh leader that was
the Sikh leader
assassinated in front of his, and they're blaming India for the assassination.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole show right now. Yesterday it came out that 35%, I think it is, or 40% of all of Canada's post-secondary international students are from India. So if that gets pulled, you could talk about a collapse of the post-secondary institutions in Canada as well. So it's pretty volatile right now. India has told people not to travel to Canada as it is not safe. And now they have told Canadians you cannot come. Now, I might be able to get in through something like media, which would give us somewhat of a bypass into some of those type of situations. And hopefully this isn't something that lasts like 2 years for when they start to fly people or try to fly people. But yeah, it's something we're watching. It's only really been this last week or so, but not surprising. Our prime minister,
real ramp up.
Yeah, not surprising that our prime minister said something stupid again. I mean,
I can see it now. Canada has declared war
on
on
India.
India.
That's frightening.
You know, that's pretty bad to get
The
the
new
Canadians mad enough to.
No, I was just thinking about how tough the respective soldiers are. I mean, I wasn't thinking about it. It takes a lot to piss Canadians off. I'm just going, ooh, that would be one people are going to be making bets on in Las Vegas.
See, when it gets to March, that's the thing. Like, it's a good thing they're doing it now. See, if this happened in March, we're sick and tired of winter. That's when you don't want to make us angry. It hasn't snowed yet, so we're okay. We're level-headed still. But we'll see. I mean, it's Trudeau. We'll see if he's still in office in another year or two. Mind you, we've said that for the last 8.
John, what was that line from Red Dawn? Yeah. There's only 500 million Chinese now.
Oh,
They said, no, there was over a billion. Not anymore.
Click.
Threw the liquor into the fire. Yeah, got half of them.
Indian nuking Canada. Why? There's nothing here to hit. Our own government's shutting down our oil fields. We literally have nothing. My local government today came out with the first part of a public investigation into whether our province or our state will pull out of our national pension plan, because based on their math, our state is funding 55% of the entire national pension plan, but only is getting paid like 5 or 10% back to its people. So they're like, yeah, hi, we have paperwork. Our new premier, I guess governor, I think, or senator, who just got elected a few months ago, when she started to run, found old legislation that basically says, Canada is a dominion, that we have a policy that basically says if our state governments ever declare a federal law being against the good of our state, we can just say, like, nope, and do our own thing without actually leaving the country. So she's been doing that a little bit, being like, you want to try me? We'll leave. And then they fight. So it's an interesting time in Canada.
That's even more entertaining than religion right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I could see it. I could see the recruiting drive now. Want to go someplace warm, boys? Grab your rifle.
Wrong button. Okay, now I got it.
Is that how you scrub something?
Oh. Be right back.
Of course, Zach said, or did y'all see where Kerry said India launches nukes into Canada? Have they got? Well, they could hit the moon, so Canada's not so far away.
Yeah, but the chances of them actually hitting something in Canada that would do any damage, right? I mean, half their forests are burned up.
Yeah, half our forest is burnt up. No one cares about Ontario or Quebec. Saskatchewan's flat. Manitoba's Manitoba. Alberta's where the oil is.
Half of Canada is ponds.
And the rest of it's frozen.
Yeah, that's.
And I'll lead the charge against them if they hit any polar bears. I want to boop the nose of the murder bear.
Have you ever played the game Battleship? Nuking Canada is like playing Battleship. Okay, it's like E8. Miss. It's, you know,
It's 100% what it is.
Well, Rich, have you heard the polar bears are now crossbreeding with the grizzlies in Alaska?
They're
and
so
they now have
cute.
Prizzlies.
Do what?
Prizzly bears.
Yeah.
Growlers? I like growler better. Sounds like they're drinking beer. Growler bears.
Yeah.
Grizzly bears?
Which sounds scarier.
Grizzly bears doesn't.
Growlers.
Growler. I think growler sounds scary.
Grizzly bears make them sound like they're fabulous.
Yes.
Well, you know, that's in right now. So
You'll find them with all sorts of glitter.
in Canada, we could use some fabulous bears.
Do a recruitment.
They'd get government funded and they'd be given jobs in the presidential cabinet.
Do a recruitment drive in San Francisco. I'm pretty sure there's some fabulous bears there.
Rich, when I worked at Cabela's, they had the mountain and they had the polar bears, and I had to walk past them every day, twice, multiple times. Do you know how hard it was for me not to jump over and go pet the polar bears? I wanted to so bad.
They look so friendly.
Because it was so cute. They had that white fur.
What's like a panda? It's the dumbest, friendliest looking animal until it gets a hold of you.
Mm-hmm.
When we go to the Brookfield Zoo, Misty has to hold on to me like she's got me on a leash when we are going through the areas with the polar bears, because I want to just jump over the railing and go swimming with the polar bears.
This, folks, is why at zoos the fences are getting taller and taller and now electrified. Not
What?
to keep the animals in.
It's not to keep the animals in.
Them-
I like electricity, so that's not too much of a
You know,
deterrent.
One and two are two different things. That's
I would love
awful.
to
People
see.
don't understand those are two different things now.
I would love to see a bear fence, for lack of a better term, at a zoo where it has like 3 electric wires on it. The first one is like just a regular old electric fence that you see around a cow pasture. The second one's about 4 times more electricity in it than that one. And the top one is where, New York throws their criminals when they want to electrocute. And
No, Jurassic Park.
I was listening to y'all while I was away from the keyboard, and I think Zach would back me up here. You do realize that when it comes to Quebec, most of Canada would go ahead and nuke it anyway themselves.
No, we just want to give it back to France. We will pay.
I think deep pride would be a better solution.
It was 84, 86 or something. There was a referendum on having Quebec leave, and like they would have been their own country, and Canada just would have gone around it, and we would have kept the Atlantic provinces. And I can't remember what it settled at, but it was only a couple % away from it going through. And it only went through because the people in Quebec said no. That is the one problem in Canada. The population of Quebec is so large. Any referendum or constitutional change has to get them to say yes. Everyone else could vote no, and they vote yes, and it happens.
It sounds like living in the great state of Chicago.
See, we want to do that same thing with California. We want to give them to France, and that'll show them.
Can we trade? Like, we'll take some states, we'll give you some provinces, we'll make more diversified.
No,
Wow.
but help me out here, Zach. Right above Washington State,
British Columbia.
British Columbia. Thank you.
You can have it.
No. Here's my idea.
It's California, the north.
No.
It's always on fire.
Buy that one section right there, just north of Puget Sound. Okay. Just buy it up. Put in a port. Railroad tracks, highways, big port facilities for loading ships, offloading ships, and stuff like that. You do that and lease it to the United States as the new super high-speed West Coast port, and we'll get rid of California like that. We'll you know that border fence that Trump wanted to put around the Mexican border?
You'll go
Do that around Canada. We'll do that around California. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You'll
All right,
never
looks
get
like
away
this
with
teacher
it.
got home, so it's time to have
It's
dinner with my wife.
California. Where are they going to get guns?
I've been canoodling, Rich.
Talk to you guys later.
We don't have them
Bye-bye.
up here anymore either.
Oh.
They've made
See,
basically everything illegal up here too. Sadly, we don't have a Second Amendment or a First Amendment, really.
But you got a guy named after a comic strip artist, Trudeau.
Oh,
Bloom County.
No, Trudeau, Doonesbury.
Oh, Doonesbury. Well, I thought
You-
Doonesbury was Bloom County.
if you want them, you can have them.
We're gonna take away your fandom card, Joe.
Isn't Opus part of Bloom County?
Yes, but he's
And isn't
not
Opus part of
Doonesbury.
Doonesbury?
No, he is not part of Doonesbury.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Bloom
Yeah.
County is Berkeley breathed. He did Bloom County and Outland.
Okay. You know, after all the years, they just all sort of blend together.
Yes, it is, Carl. Anything else you see that you'd like? It all must go.
We
Oh,
will not be undersold.
Yeah, any offer will be accepted.
there's a reason why in my steampunk novel it's called the People's Republic of Quebec.
Yeah. I still found it funny that when we were making single-use plastics illegal, this is technically illegal, but legal. I don't know how. Trudeau had a press conference about it, and he was standing in front of this beautiful lake at his cabin. One of the media asked him, "So how is your family getting rid of single-use plastics in your house?" He's like, "Well, we really like to use plastic water bottles. I mean, reusable water bottles. They're, really nice to use. And yeah, they're just, there's really good, strong plastic reusable water." And he just kept like, then he started saying that he was drinking out of cardboard boxes for water. And I'm like, yeah, you can do that. There's one brand. This is not it, but a cardboard box. It's like $8 for this size of a thing of water in it. It's cheaper on a cruise ship. Yeah, he's funny.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that somebody said if they would ban the bottled water, gas prices would go down. They use that much oil making
To make the
every
plastic.
time you hear somebody talk about getting rid of gasoline powered cars, which is right now that's ridiculous. But they say we can stop using oil. No, you can't. the medical industry has to use so much plastic that it's not even. I mean, everything you do in a hospital has plastic involved in it. Even filling out the forms.
See if I can find this photo.
Think I'm kidding?
Paying the
Look
bill
at-
involves a lot of plastic.
Yes, that too.
What was it in The Graduate? Let me tell you a secret, son. Plastic.
Plastics.
And that was what, 1967?
Oh,
Yep,
was it?
something
Was
like
it
that.
early?
It was
Now
fairly.
you're gonna make me
I mean,
look that up.
Dustin Hoffman looked like a teenager. I mean, seriously.
I don't know how well this will come through. This is a bylaw now in my city.
67.
Is that coming through at all? Whoa, it's
No, it's
we
too
can
much,
see the
too much
color.
glare.
okay.
What is it?
As of this is at McDonald's. This is posted.
Well, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Does it have a number on it?
What do you mean?
Oh, well, see, if it had a
No.
number, I could look it up on the internet.
There.
Oh,
As of
there's
July
50% charge
7th.
to be
first.
applied to each takeout bag.
We now get charged at every fast food place 15 cents for the bag for our food to come in. The other option is they hand you the food.
Here's your 15 Big
You know,
Macs.
Germany had this thing. You know how you get the ketchup packet for your
Yeah.
French fries? They would charge you for that. in
Most of
Germany.
Europe does that.
Ketchup and mayonnaise.
Yep.
But in the United States, we got these little itty bitty ketchup packets. In Germany, their ketchup packet is the size of a salad dressing packet.
Mm,
They're
That's a
charging
lot of
you
ketchup.
for it. They're charging you for it, but you're getting your money's worth. So,
Right.
yeah.
which makes a lot of sense. If you're going to waste all that money on a plastic package, make it big.
Well, enjoy your plastic straws. This is what we have to use. This is a paper straw
Yeah.
that you get from
Old
everywhere.
Old school.
Oh, you know, it's not going to come through because the brightness. Do you see the green?
Sort of.
Yellow
Sort
or
of the
something.
green on the straw. I was drinking iced tea. There's nothing green about this straw, and I've only used it for about 3 hours, and it's molding because of the water attached into it.
Really?
Like it, yeah. And depending what you drink, like you get like black mold inside it within a few hours. It's weird.
You know, they started doing this thing in the United States when California banned straws. They started selling stainless steel
We have a
washing
few of them.
straw. You'd buy a pack, and there'd be like 7 or 8 straws in it, and a brush.
I
You
have some.
clean your straws. But
They're really
people
nice.
realize real quick that if you sharpen the end of it, it makes a really nasty assassination weapon. Did I say
I
that
didn't
out
say
loud?
that I
on
had
the-
any. I
Yes.
didn't say it.
You can get them at Walmart here, 15 pack, $8.99.
Yeah.
You get 6 straight ones and then 6 with the curve in it.
And the brush to clean them out.
And, it's
And they
not
come in a
paper.
pretty little velvet bag. That's just perfect to hold a lot of dice.
Now, what gets me is the paper straws come in a plastic wrapper,
Plastic bag.
Plastic wrapper, yeah.
but the plastic straws come in a paper wrapper.
Yeah. Ours are in paper now, paper wraps, but
Uh,
there's a few restaurants in our city that have closed because they closed on July 1st because they could not reopen because they were takeout places. You know, you could dine in if you wanted. They had like 4 or 5 stools type of thing, but they were mainly all the local businesses just came, grabbed lunch, went back to their office or whatever. And with the change in bylaw, they would have had to, I think they said, add an average of $4 or $5 to every order to switch over all of their food packaging to a non-plastic option, either cardboard, bamboo, or something else. And if you didn't do that July 1st and you were caught, it's like, can't remember what the fine was, but they said we have no option. It's you pay $5 more for a $12 already meal just for the packaging, or we close. The wood cutlery at McDonald's No. The fork is flat. It's like a fork-spoon combo. And
We
it's
call
flat.
them sporks. Yes.
Yeah, but a spork has a little bit of a bend in it. The
Yeah.
plastic ones, right? It's usable. This is like a spatula with teeth. And it tastes like it's a popsicle, basically. Imagine a popsicle, and that's what you're supposed to eat off.
You know, when I was a kid, we used to have this ice cream you could get at school.
They still make those.
Came in a little cup, had a little cardboard,
And you push.
and a little
Wooden spoon.
No, had a little wooden spoon with it that was like this long and hourglass shaped sort of thing. And you said, and you love the hell out of them things.
I was always afraid I was going to
Get a splinter on your tongue.
Yes. But I also have a fear of licking envelopes, so.
But you,
Well, that's
you
because
didn't
you
care
get a
if
paper cut on your
you
tongue.
didn't care if you get a splinter in your tongue because you got the ice cream to go with it.
Why don't you just use your tongue on the? Mm.
They were a bowl. They
It was a
were
little
only-
cup, yeah, a little
Yeah,
plastic cup
It
with a
wasn't
paper
the
lid.
push-up that
Yeah.
came in a toilet paper roll. They're
And we lost Dan. He went completely away.
Internet red.
Maybe.
See, I like the orange sherbet pop-ups.
push pop.
When
or
we-
push-
We used to live in Southern California in an RV park, and we'd have a food truck that came around once a week in the park, and it was a mainly seniors park, so they specifically stocked this truck with like the vegetables and stuff you normally want, but they tried to get some of the stuff that they thought the seniors would have liked as kids, so they always had the different things. I tell you, the week that everyone found out that they had the orange sherbet pop-ups, it was a heyday at the truck.
I'll be right back.
Dan's
Evan-
asking us if he lost his internet.
Yes, Dan.
Dan, what?
I don't know what you lost, Dan.
I like Carl's point. Cardboard with a plastic coating inside. Probably.
They look like toilet paper tubes.
That's what they are. They're the same. They're just a little bit stronger.
Yeah, those are the ice cream
Oh,
things.
those things. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, those are good.
They still make those.
Yeah. They come in like an 18-pack.
Yep.
Welcome back,
Dan's
Dan.
back.
Thank you. The internet just suddenly died. Or at least at my house. I mean, not the entire internet, just a little piece that I got.
I hope the entire internet doesn't
Just the
die
part
or
you're
I'm gonna
attached to. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm out
really.
of a job.
Just the part Dan's paying for.
Yeah, really. It looks like that can rusted through again.
John, do you still have the can?
They're going to have to eat another tin of pinto beans here so we can replace the can. Yeah, it's been doing that for a couple of weeks. I've complained to the
Dan, how's your internet doing? Can you hear me?
yeah, I'll be able to hear you if you spoke into it rather than stuck your ear in it.
Can you hear me?
Thinking about them
Can you
Now
hear
I
me
can
now?
hear you fine.
Dancing.
Hey, Dan. Just, I don't think he saw it, John.
Yes, we do have fun on this show.
We had one of those
yes.
at my playground as a kid.
And that's Army surplus right there.
Even if
Not
it's
saying
not
which
in the
army.
room.
One more time.
Hey, don't laugh. You'd be surprised how well this stuff works when you're out on a. But never mind. Anyway,
You learned a lot of stuff in Berlin, didn't you?
we actually ran cans to a couple of our firing points one time, just so that we could hear the commands. That was, which it works. It works, but we didn't use anything this small. We used the 1 gallon number 10 cans.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did
then
you use wires or nylon line?
Cat 5.
No. It was the stuff we had that was kind of like weed eater string.
Oh, okay.
It was
Zach,
it
that
was a
was the
hard
dumbest
hard
thing you
plastic
said.
stuff, but it was just used. They used it the same way that we use that white plastic twine to tie stuff down with.
Hmm.
You know, the stuff you get at the hardware store, the tie your load in the back of your truck so it don't fall out. It's kind of like that. So, but I got a forked stick. I hooked my number 10 can in there, pulled the string nice and tight, tied the knot in it, and we could hear everybody talking at the other end of it.
Yeah.
It was amazing how well it worked. Just right there. We were trying really hard to be quiet, which is funny because we're getting ready to shoot a mortar. We're getting ready to shoot a cannon. We're trying to be quiet.
I blame
We're
John for
hunting
this.
Elmer's.
For what?
For what?
Oh,
You know,
With a
unacceptable.
plastic spoon, Zach. With a plastic spoon.
Oh, you're getting a bill and a fine in the mail. It's even in a plastic container.
no, wait a minute. They're going to send me a bill in the mail.
Yes.
Is it in a plastic envelope?
No, it's in a paper envelope, but it does have a plastic window.
Uh-huh.
That's if they send me that, I'm sending it back saying, don't send me one of these if it's got plastic in it.
Then they'll send you two.
No, they'll
People's
just send a
scores.
lawyer the next time.
Boy, I just thought of something I can send Zach. I need your mailing address.
Oh no.
No offense. If Canada sends somebody down here to collect on a bill for that silly shit, they do know we have guns in the United States, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, what I'd send Zach is the big 300 pack of knives, forks, and spoons from Sam's.
We drive them across the border.
Oh, Lord.
And
Yeah,
then a
it's-
box of the tea bags to carry everything in, like the t-shirt bags.
You-
Send a box of those so when he does go
We'll have to get one of those.
put it in
We'll have to
there.
get one of those big delivery drones to fly across the Canadian border and drop Zach some straws and spoons and stuff.
I don't think I have one, but even like all the grocery bags, like you can buy those reusable bags, right? At every store,
Yeah.
they're like $1 or whatever, $2. Well, now our stores are selling fabric versions of plastic bags. So if you want the reusable bag, it's $2. But if you want the not plastic, reusable, not reusable bag, it's like 50 cents. But they're better quality than the reusable because the reusable ones have plastic in them and are like a plastic material. The reusable are actually just solid fabric and are the cheaper option. And it's just, this country doesn't.
We have both of those here in the house. Strange enough, the other day I went to Ingles. I was getting my stuff. I told them, "Can I get the paper bags?" Which, of course, they have them. No big deal. But the main reason I wanted to get the paper bags is I've got some tomatoes coming in that I'm going to ripen. So, do you know that trick? Putting the tomato, you take your green tomatoes, they're not quite right, put them in a paper bag, seal it up, and they'll ripen.
That's good to know because I've got an 8-gallon pail full of tomatoes in the deck right now.
The other thing you got to know, when you're storing them, stem down. A lot of people make that mistake. They put them stem up. If you put them stem down, they stay fresher longer.
Interesting. We always grow tomatoes and we always plant way too many tomato plants and get like 2 to 3 8-gallon tubs worth of tomatoes, and we eat like 1 tomato a night at dinner.
You know what impresses me about that? Where the hell do you get an 8-gallon tub?
Home Depot?
Because everything here in the United States is 5 gallons.
Isn't it 8-gallon, the orange one at Home Depot? The big round orange plastic tubs at the Home Depot in the States?
We get 5-gallon ones.
Are they 5? Well, maybe they're 5 gallon. I always thought they were
Yeah,
8.
the one that has Homer, the picture of Homer on it.
No.
Remember, Zach is up in Canada, so gallons and stuff. You
Well,
know,
they have Home Depot. I don't know if they do Home.
they're normal.
Okay,
up there.
they're 5 gallon. I thought they were always 8. No, they're 5.
They tell
Scared
you
me
it's
there.
so they can charge you more.
Probably.
I was worrying that Canada had a
8-gallon plastic tub.
container superiority over the United States.
I was certain it was 8 gallon, but I guess
got
not.
it, Carl and Dan.
I guess that's why American cars don't sell well in Canada. They're all plastic.
No, but they build them up there.
You're welcome. See, this is how smart we are. We refine, we get the oil out of the ground here in Alberta. We truck and train it to the States to be refined, to be shipped back to us in a thing that we can then refine again as fuel to ship it back to you to sell.
Hey, Carl.
Hi,
Hiya, Carl.
Hello. How's it going?
It's Thursday. You're still awake.
And surprisingly sober. So far.
Wait,
So far.
You mentioned ice and booze.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got some ice. I've got some booze. I'm good.
It's in a plastic cup. Uh-oh.
Let me see that plastic cup a minute.
I live in America.
Hey, show me that plastic cup again.
Okay.
Spin it around. I think I know where that came from.
Cash Express. Yeah.
Joe wants it back.
No, that. If you remember, we had those for beer cups last year.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, where do you think they all went?
I recycle.
I thought we had the ones with red skulls on them.
No, this is 2 years ago.
Oh yeah,
You
2 years
didn't
ago.
make it last year because Donna back wanted to be a
Yeah.
doofus.
Yeah. But this year, even if I have to put her in the back and lay her in there, she's coming.
Hey,
Not the green room, Carl.
hey,
Hey,
Carl.
Carl.
Carl, a good stiff drink and a couple hydros, you'll make the trip.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl.
Be fine.
Have you ever seen the movie?
There you go.
Have you ever seen the movie Hudson Hawk?
No, I haven't.
They sedate him, and he falls back into a big cardboard box full of packing peanuts and wakes up in Rome
That works.
with packing peanuts stuck to him with static electricity as he's getting up out of the box. He's like, "Where am I?"
Was that Bruce Willis's first movie?
I think
No.
so. No?
Can't remember what his first movie was, but
That was from the 90s, so
of course he was doing the
Early movie.
he was doing Moonlighting
Yeah.
Yeah.
with Sybil.
Sybil
Shepherd.
Shepherd.
everybody knows Sybil Shepherd.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't met her, but I know of her.
Yeah.
She got a reputation.
91 is when that was.
Yeah.
Told you 90s.
It's going to be interesting at HallowCon.
What happened? What happened, Zach?
I Googled weirdest laws in Canada thinking there'd be something. There's a law that you're not allowed to have a snowman that's taller than 30 inches.
Where? All of Canada?
In all of Canada.
That's not even.
I think
What
that
are they-
one's broken pretty often.
What are they afraid you're going to run out of snow?
Oh, wait a minute. Are these Canadian inches? Maybe they're
I was
bigger or
gonna say,
something.
it's just Canadian.
Keep in mind, there is also a law against throwing snow.
Oh, I bet. Probably somebody got hit with an ice covered in snowball.
Mhm.
Not that
Oh,
anybody's ever
100%.
done that before that I know of.
It's either Oklahoma or Kansas. It's illegal to go whale hunting.
There's a town in Ontario, it's illegal to sing or whistle in public. It is considered a public nuisance
Oh.
to yell, shout, hoot, whistle, or sing, and it's prohibited at all times. There is also quiet hours in Ontario.
There's at least one state in the South where it is illegal to eat fried chicken with a knife and fork.
But that just makes sense.
Not to people that ain't wearing dentures.
Yeah.
What's the one law? For a woman to drive, her husband's got to walk in front of her with a whistle and flags warning people she's coming.
I think that was New York back in the day when cars were only capable of doing about 3 miles an hour at best.
Could be.
There was a point in time where there were 2 cars in the state of, I can't remember if it was Oklahoma or Kansas. They only had 2 cars in the whole state
They had a wreck.
and had a traffic accident.
Did
We
you
have
guys
a-
see that fiery crash that I posted the other day?
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
Did you?
They
Okay,
both walked-
Joe can back me up on this one. There is a tunnel that comes from East Ridge into an area near Chattanooga. East Ridge, Bachman Tubes. we
Yeah.
call them. There's a roundabout on the Chattanooga end of it. So you come out, you go through the roundabout. And somebody came flying through those tunnels, couldn't make the turn on the roundabout, went up through the roundabout, over the guardrail, off this. Now, this is Missionary Ridge. Okay, y'all have heard of this? There was a battle there. Okay,
Mhm.
the reason that it was such a famous battle is it's a ridge.
Hence the name Ridge.
Yes.
Mhm.
The car came off the ridge, hit a tree, burst into flames,
Landed on a house.
landed on a house, killed one of the 3 people that were inside the car. The other 2 were badly injured. And the fire department, to get to they had to run a ladder down the cliff to get to parts of the fiery wreck to put out the fire.
They were doing over 120 at the guardrail, and they were on the brakes.
Sounds like
Was there
Atlanta traffic.
alcohol involved?
Probably not. It's Tennessee. They just drive fast.
Now, to be fair, that is the downhill. The tunnel is slightly downhill going in that direction. You can pick up speed real quickly,
Mhm.
Oh
especially
no, it was a Mustang. It was a Mustang. And had a little bit of heat in the motor, and the throttle was on the floor when they came out and realized, oh shit, there's a turn right here.
they thought, I'd be willing to bet, they thought they were over at the McCauley tunnels,
Yeah.
which when you come out of the McCauley tunnel, you get this nice long straightaway, and part of it goes down down a ramp, and the other one goes across a bridge. So, you come flying down through there as fast as you want to.
You had enough room to
Yeah.
whoa up, but yeah.
But that made national news. Wow. I saw that on our internet feed today. I'm like, great, we're famous for, people that can't drive.
Isn't everywhere?
Yeah.
Well, we were also the one where the guy threw a pack of firecrackers in Victoria's Secret and cleared the mall because they thought it was a mass shooting.
Did we do that one? Was that a Tennessee one?
That was Hamilton Place.
Oh.
When that place finally goes under, I want to just go ahead and turn it into a shooting range.
No, what we need to do is build. Well, they built that hotel on the end of it.
Yeah.
Turn that into a nursing home, and then let the senior citizens, head to the mall.
It works.
That sounds like it'd actually be worthwhile.
As long as there's a bar, I'm in.
There are several bars, actually.
There you go.
The outlet mall I used to work at is pretty much empty. There's like 6 stores in the entire thing. There's like 30 store thing, 30 to 40 stores. I'm like, they could convert that into I'd live in that. We would have the front windows all open and everything, even if it was a studio. I'm going, that would work.
Well, I'll tell you how bad the mall around here named Northgate. I'll tell you how bad it is. Spirit Halloween's there.
Hmm.
Where?
Sears.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I
Well-
think ours was Sears here. a
I hate
couple
to
years
say this, but I don't know what it is about Northgate Mall, but it's like every store that they've ever had in there that was like a magnet store are the stores that have gone bankrupt.
hmm.
Sears, Loveman's, Miller's, J.C. Penney's,
Mhm.
Spencer's, Burger King, Walden's Books,
Yeah.
just
Well,
Woolworth, Murphy's.
Because you can't buy stuff at 2 a.m. in the morning when you're drunk in your shopping cart.
Ah,
Why not?
if
My
the
turn,
first
Joe.
mall that was ever built here in Athens ever shuts down, I'm going to talk to the folks that own the taco stand, see if they won't go ahead and buy it and open another taco stand there, because there's plenty of parking not only in the front but in the back.
I told you my idea. Start one of those marijuana stores,
dispensary.
and then and put it right in between a taco store and Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, and make sure that the Girl Scouts have a permanent space right there by the exit door to the parking lot.
Most of ours are near like a Tim Hortons or something, which is Dunkin'.
The one here, one of the ones in town that's actually in the strip mall. It's in a strip mall with Papa Murphy's and Wing Place, and right next to it is a Burger King. What's on the other side? Something. Yeah, it's a yeah.
Well, you know what John's referring to about letting the Girl Scouts?
Mm-hmm. Was it?
Some Girl Scout troops set up just outside a dispensary. Set the
And made
record.
bank.
Set the record for cookie sales.
Yeah.
And then the other troops or whatever complained that that wasn't fair. That's not a place the Girl Scouts should be setting up. And they said, Girl Scouts says, hey, they sold them. They get it.
I'm jealous of your guys' Girl Scout cookie program. You actually have cookies. We have one.
One.
Well, we have 2 cookies. There's half the year we get something like a Thin Mint, and then the other half of the year we get something not like any of you. It's 2 sheets, like it's a little box, same size, but like 2 slips. One side's chocolate with like a cream, and then like the other side's like vanilla with a cream, and that's all we get.
Well, we can only get ours in February.
Yeah, ours is only twice a year, but I don't know why they don't just sell yours year round through the website. They'd make so much more money.
Because then people stock up on it. It's a marketing thing.
Yeah.
If I can get a box every day at time I go to the store, why am I going to care or get them? But oh my God, fear of missing out. They're going to be gone pretty soon. I need 12 dozen boxes of
Well,
Fitbit.
y'all
So bring it out quarterly or something.
Y'all seen the meme. I was good and clean till my dealer showed up and showed this girl sitting on a throne built the Girl Scout cookies.
Are they made of real Girl Scouts?
Most of them.
You were talking about abandoned malls. We were at nearly abandoned mall this last week. We had a book show, and yeah, I do have a Meyer. And it was a convention about the paranormal and things like that. And we were selling our books there, and we weren't having much business. So I go over and talk to another author on the other side, and there's a mirror, so we could kind of. It was on the other wall. We could kind of see what they were doing down there. So I go down there and talk to her. She's a redhead, okay?
Big surprise.
I put my phone in my pocket and I walked down and talked to her. And I didn't know I got a text message. And then I got a second text message. And the first text message was, I can see you. The second one was, too busy talking to the redhead to answer your wife. Huh? Donna was watching us, and I showed it to the gal, and I said, she's watching us. See her in the mirror. Later on, I went back down there to do I went down to give her some cigar boxes. Okay. And I got a big hug and all. She says, "Oh my God, Donna's coming this way." Because Donna had gotten up from the table and was walking across. She wasn't coming to see us, but I said, Donna's not going to fight you for me. She might fight you for my pension and my insurance, but she's not going to fight you for me. Have him.
So what kind you got, John?
Got something Cherry Garcia.
Ooh.
Ben and Jerry's.
Mm-hmm.
See what a bad influence you guys are.
You got everybody going now. I should go down and get some of those. What are they called? Klondike bars. We got some of those in the fridge.
You
I
could.
got one in the
join
mini fridge right behind me, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Do I get it?"
Oh, look at her comment there. Yeah, like a prisoner or something.
If Joe Dog hadn't beat me to it, I was going to flash that on the screen. Yeah.
She might have her new book out by the time HallowCon comes.
Ah. Well, it should be. Is it already at the printers?
Yeah, we're going to get a proof copy, and then once we do that, we'll get some. Yeah.
All right.
And it's
I
called
could use some good
Conventions
news
Are a
about
Blast.
mine.
Conventions Are a Blast. It's the title. So
I was reading something today on the news that George R.R. Martin and a couple of other writers are suing Chat GTP or GPT because they say that the AI bot trying to write books is going to ruin authors.
Yeah, there's quite a few authors in that. We were just discussing that on the comic book show. Because just like the art AI, it takes, pieces of the author's works and reworks them. And it's supposed to be in the same vein and kind of sound like that author. And the authors are really upset. The trouble is, once George R.R. Martin sells his rights to something to, like, some movie company, they own those rights. And they can sell those then to the GPT people. And we were worried that when the next writer's strike comes up, they'll say, well, we don't need... Oh, hi, Donna.
Hello.
They're waving, saying hey.
We were worried that the next writer's strike, they'll say, well, we don't need you writers because now we've got Chat GPT to write scripts. But I'm like, those scripts are going to be horrible.
So nobody will ever notice the difference between
Probably not.
what the big movie things come out with now.
Yeah.
Not
for American TV, at least, anyway.
I can't remember. Someone did a YouTube video on it that they used only AI, and they used ChatGPT to write the script, and then they used a couple other systems to generate the still imagery, and then took the still imagery into another AI thing and said, animate these still images. And they had a full-length feature film in 14 days, and they did it themselves with like a few hours of work a day. And apparently, it was pretty decent. I mean, if you at least at that point, they still had an idea of what the story was. Like they started with it, but it's going to change a lot for sure. And I mean, is the writer strike still going on? Isn't it? Yeah, that's not ending anytime soon. I don't think.
No.
Ending with a full restructuring of Hollywood.
They can't find anyone to write the ending for it. They're all on strike.
Probably not.
Hey, I know a way to stop AI.
Unplug it.
Shut off the power.
Which brings us back to EMPs. So
I just thought of that. Yes. One big one
Have
over
you tried
California.
turning it off
No
and turning
more
it on?
movie strikes.
Oh, cute kitty. Cute kitty.
That's Stumpy, isn't it?
Yeah, Bobby.
Bobby.
Okay.
Bobby Catherine.
We might be getting a few more.
You
Mama.
sound very reluctant about that.
I saw
Mama.
something today. It's a chair, kind of like what Joe's sitting in, but the back is hollow, has a cavity through it.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Not this one. I have one over there.
And it's specifically designed for your cat to get into. It's a cat chair.
Okay.
You can sit in the front part, the cat gets in the back part.
So it's a chair that's also a cat tower.
Exactly.
You want me to bring Robbie in here? Or over there?
Go ahead and get her because she's going to get down in a minute. She got looking for her cat.
Hmm.
Wait, so how
Mhm.
many are you bringing in? 3 total?
At least 3, yeah.
Well, you're rescuing them. That's good work.
Yeah, we try. Well, I've been feeding the mama for a long time, but she wasn't a mama then, and now she's a mama, and
That does only takes one night.
I know.
Seriously.
And Dad's still hanging around out there, so I got to get her in before she has any more.
Yeah, really.
Oh, that was like
That one's going to have an adjustment.
Yeah.
that was like the cat next door. She'd have a litter of kittens,
Mm-hmm.
and while she's nursing, you notice her belly starting to swell.
Oh yeah.
So when the kittens were just about old enough to get rid of,
Mm-hmm.
she dropped another load.
Mm-hmm.
The second edition.
Yeah, we're gonna try and avoid that if we can.
Mm.
But I gotta catch the kittens first. Because I
Yes.
know if I bring the mama in, that's not gonna be good for the kittens. So I gotta.
Right.
But if I get those kittens, mama will come in. She already comes into my back porch, so not a problem. But yeah, I'll let you know, Dawn, when that happens.
You don't work in rescue and not like cats. I mean, that's
Right.
just kind of a,
Mm-hmm. We had somebody pull up in the driveway here one day this week. They had found a stray dog
Hmm.
and had heard that somebody in our neighborhood was a dog breeder and thought it might belong to them because it was obviously a mama dog.
Mm.
And obviously had had a litter of puppies not too long ago.
Hmm.
Turns out the owner was somebody that lived a whole lot closer to the person that found them
Mm.
than we do. So that's much better than having nightmares over mama dog going up and down the side of this busy road with people just flying up and down it.
Yeah.
But the dog has been reunited with its family. Thank goodness.
Good.
Lindsay was worrying herself sick over that. I can't blame her. I would too. It's nice when there's a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I told y'all about the time when I was out picking up scrap metal, the pit bull that jumped in the car. I opened the back door to throw, some stuff in the back seat. This pit bull just hopped in the car. Like I said, you got to go. Nope.
You've been chosen.
Yeah,
That's how you
well,
get a dog.
he didn't get along with our little dog Jerry, so he had to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So checked. He was chipped.
Mm.
The vet called the name listed on Chip, and she said, "I got rid of that dog 6 months ago."
Got rid of.
Yeah,
Hmm.
gave it to somebody else.
Oh, okay.
He was an escape artist.
Oh.
Well, they contacted that lady, and she called me, and I ended up having to take the dog back to their house and chaining him up in their backyard. About 3 weeks later, over in East Ridge, Tennessee, John knows about how far away I live from East Ridge. Dog pops up again at the animal shelter.
Oh.
They hauled him and dumped him.
Oh.
I said, that's Pete. And I gave the animal shelter all the information they needed.
Good.
Good.
Oh. And Zach, your
That was somebody
computer has not-
recommended.
Zach's computer hadn't freaked out again.
I know. I've been waiting.
Got a freaky computer?
It-
Balloons.
yeah, all of a sudden, we were sitting there talking to Zach, just all of a sudden, balloons just started rising up around him.
Not actually. Digitally, but in front and behind me.
Hmm.
And he's not
And then-
on OBS, so
I haven't opened any of the I'm going to open some of the camera settings now, but I don't even think that's an option in the camera settings that I have.
I mean, it's almost like when you say congratulations on Facebook.
It's exactly what it was. When you type congratulations on iMessage,
Yeah.
and it does the balloons on the text message. That's exactly what it was. But somehow, here.
I know people that do that on purpose through different programs so that their fans can, like when they donate money or something, balloons will come up, you know.
Nope.
What
I
did
do
you
not have
do?
a balloon function.
Your colors are going wild though.
Yeah, this is cartoon,
Oh, okay.
black and white, sickness apparently, and apparently this is zombie.
Oh, okay.
it does look like a bar at 3 a.m.
That's the only video settings that I have on this camera in the entire system.
Yeah, it was just one of those. We're all going, Zach, what's that? I don't know. He was accusing us of it.
Oh,
Really?
Well, like, is it a virtual background thing on here or
that could be.
touch-up appearance?
I doubt that.
That's virtual background there.
Yeah.
Welcome to my new
Lori
house.
Calcaterra always uses. You're in Lori's living room?
Put him up against the wall. Now that blurs the background, but that looks horrible. Okay, no, never
I
mind.
have no idea.
You still got the slide of Brian K. Morris's
Oh yeah,
studio.
yeah, I do. I'm not on OBS right now, but yeah, I do. That was funny. We took over Brian's show one time when he was off somewhere, and I had taken screenshots. I'd wait till he'd move this way, wait till he'd move that way, and then I tied them all together so I kind of fill in the background behind him. And yeah, I put that on my green screen, and so it looked like I had broken into Brian's house,
Sitting at his desk.
drinking his liquor. Yeah, it was fun.
Yep. Yeah, he bought one of those wax pens to mark the bottles with after that, didn't he?
Probably. Yeah, you just put some water in there after I'm done. It'll be fine.
Did that when I was in high school. I mean, I never did that when I was in high school.
Yeah, I'm sure. I
We
should.
just went to the liquor store with the drive-through, and nobody asked us for an ID. I mean, hell, it's the only county I know of where the drinking age was 21, but they were selling it to 16-year-olds. If you had a car, you're an adult.
Yeah, yeah.
It was old fashioned back then.
Oh, I bought some liquor at Meijer the other day, and it was doing the self checkout, so they had to come over and check my ID, you know. And so the lady's punching the buttons on the thing, and she just punches over 60. Like, you didn't even check my ID. How did you know? I go, well, okay, yeah,
Yeah, really.
white beard, okay.
There was a couple of times when I actually knew the people at one of the stores that I would go and buy beer, and they go, "You got your ID with you?" I take my hat off and go, "See the gray hair? I'm over."
Yeah. I had mutton chops like Elvis and a mustache when I was 16. And I wasn't buying beer with it, but I was sneaking in and buying all my adult reading materials.
Ah.
And then I found out later that Brian K. Morris worked at that store. I don't know. I may have bought some from him. Who knows? I hope he doesn't remember what I bought.
Donna the other day was buying cold medicine and didn't have her ID with her.
Oh no! Oh no! They're stricter on that.
It's like she goes. She goes. Does this look like I'm under 18?
Yeah.
We just got to have your birthday. She told me, no, we got to look at it and type it.
Wow.
And she went, what? And she goes, and went,
Camera.
Yeah,
camera.
being watched.
Yeah.
Yep.
I bought some single edge razor blades to go in a paint scraper one time and had to show my ID. Yeah.
Wow.
Was it after 9/11?
Yeah.
That's why.
That's why.
Box cutter blades. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's obvious to everybody. I have sinus problems all the time, and try to buy the sinus medicine now. They will only let you buy like 2 boxes of it because people make meth out of it here. And they steal anhydrous ammonia from farmers around the area, and then they buy a bunch of sinus medicine and melt it down and make meth out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
Try and buy Sudafed around here anymore. Can't be had.
Hey, it's got so bad during allergy season, the meth heads are turning their meth into Sudafed.
Oh, have you tried to buy canned air? You know, for cleaning out your computer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They put bitterant in here. And the first time I read it, I thought, bitter ant. They use ants to make this? I don't want this on my computer. But no, it's to make it bitter so kids can't snort it up their nose. Like that's going to stop them. I mean.
Oh.
I mean, you saw what happened with Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen the videos I posted of that guy going, stay petty. He was the Walmart AP. They found this kid laid out on the floor of the electronics section. So he, mama's freaking out. They've done something. No, they got it on video of him getting one of those and just full blast, just taking as deep a breath as he could, setting it down, looked around, and just timber.
Yeah.
And he goes, he asked the mom, and he goes, you really want to file charges?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Howdy.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, you missed. You've already missed the ice cream social.
We could go for a second round.
Oh, Chris commented that Zach and I are on the same show. I guess we haven't been on the same show before. So, hey, Zach. I've seen you in the comments.
Zach, this is Carl. Carl, this is Zach.
Carl, Dan, Carl, John. Carl, it's
Night, John boy.
Mm.
Good night, you old fool.
Yeah, I'm the avuncular author down here.
I'm still trying to determine what I am.
Uncle Carl.
Well, I found out why the good Lord never made me rich.
Okay.
I saw this video of Jimmy Kimmel. He had a wax figure made of him.
mm-hmm.
And they were moving it around the office,
Okay.
scaring this girl to death with it.
I've seen that video.
Was
And
she
then
scared it was him, or was she scared of just the weirdness of it?
the weirdness of it was weirding her out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, finally, at the end of the day, he, they hide the wax dummy, and he's standing there in the same pose. She walks in, jumps, going, damn it. That's just, it's too crazy. And she walks over to take a picture of it because she was going to cuss him out. He turns and says, hey, she throws her phone in the air, falls backwards into the floor. I said, yep, that's why the good Lord never let me allowed me to get rich. Because
Yeah.
I'd be doing shit like that.
Oh yeah.
The chick with the lemon juice. Oh my God. I think every time I watch that, I laugh harder.
Mm.
There
That-
was
that
this.
face.
There was this electronics store, and they had a fake TV in this wall of TVs they had, and the TV would slide open, and it was the little girl from The Ring
Whoa.
that everybody would be sitting there looking at the TVs, and all of a sudden all the TVs would show the little girl from The Ring. Like, okay, that's creepy. And I bet that one TV would slide up out of the way. She'd come running out of there, chasing them to the store. I mean, it was hilarious.
Oh, I went to Best Buy, and they've changed their price tags on the shelf. They're now these teeny tiny little monitors.
Mhm.
And I'm going, damn, can I get one of those? I need that I need that to hook up to one of the other computers so I can see outside the house and hook up to a camera so I can see people in the driveway and stuff like that. And then I realized, no, it's the price tag. They don't sell the price tags.
Not yet.
I can
I'm sure
imagine one day there will be a market.
I'm
sure
surprised
you
they
can-
haven't just put the price tags on the TV digitally.
Yeah. Yeah, that would work.
Probably should. But this was every price tag. Cameras,
It's like what they
Video.
use for on the shelf now,
yeah.
as opposed to actual
It-
paper.
Instead of a Post-it note, they buy a little computer monitor.
Dan, you know what that is? That way they can change the price without
Every-
having
As soon
to
as
go
I
out.
walk in the store, yeah.
He looks like he's
Every-
got some money. Jack it up quick.
He looks like he's retired. Quick, add $100 to the price of whatever he looks at.
Yeah, as you're going down the row, you bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, really.
How many of y'all remember the coupon dispensers at the stores?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well.
They got real mad at my son.
Oh.
What did you do?
Just kept taking them.
Just kept saying. And I go, what are you doing? He says, it keeps giving us coupons.
They still have them. But now they have a little spot that you can, like a slot that you can stick them back in.
But he was just an extreme couponer at heart.
Yeah.
Hey.
Dan, if you want one of those screens, they're about $100 US each.
I thought they went to QRF codes for coupons. You just take your
I don't know
phone, take the picture, and it'd give you the coupon, and you had your coupon on your phone.
Why don't we just get rid of coupons and lower the price?
That's fine. You know those little, they give you the customer cards. Like, do you have a buyer's card, buyer's club card, savings card? I'm like, why don't y'all quit printing all this plastic crap and just cut the prices? Because
Well,
they're getting paid
Because
to do
if you
crap.
use this card, you get 10 cents a gallon off the price of gas for every $100 that you spend in our store.
we get that through Meyer, and Donna clips the coupons electronically. She goes on their website and says, "Yeah, we want this, this, and this," and then she makes a little list for me to go get it. And then when I get to the register, I don't have to mess with any coupons; it's all there.
Yeah.
But they also, if you use their card enough, you get these $10 certificates. So I figure, might as well. I think it tries to keep you in their store, so you don't go to another store.
Yeah.
You
Well,
always
that and they're also keeping a record of everything you buy.
Oh, I'm sure they are. They've been doing that for years.
And
They
why
already
is
do that
all the
with
stuff I
security.
want always sold out? They know what I'm there for. Why don't they stock up? They know when I'm coming in.
They don't know what you're there for because you never buy it because they don't have it. See how that works?
But every time they have it, I do buy it. Most of the time, I buy two if they've got them.
Yeah, they should have the generic Fritos and the bourbon sitting out there for me when I get there. I mean,
That's why I do delivery.
We were doing the pickup stuff. Just make an order online, drive to the parking lot. Somebody brings it out, loads it in the car for you. Unless you're picky like me and load it in, the eggs are going up front. I'm sorry, honey, you ain't putting them under that bag of dog food.
Yeah. Do you have to go to the back door for that, Dan? In the back parking lot?
Yep.
How big is
Plenty of
that back
parking
parking
spaces
lot?
there. Oh, about 2 acres.
Oh, sorry, this is not Last Man Standing. Sorry.
So that parking lot, that rear parking lot's a little bigger, huh?
Got plenty of room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I like those big back parking lots. Okay, never mind.
I think it's more the backward swing you're talking about there, Carl.
Poor Zach's just like, what have I gotten into?
Hey, I've got a big fan.
It was this or go to sleep.
Are you having second thoughts now?
A little bit.
He's like, oh God, I hope none of my viewers watch this stuff.
You do realize none of us were acting like this until Joey B. Good showed up.
Yes, we were.
A little bit, yeah.
I
A little
wasn't.
bit.
I'm
No,
perfect angel.
you were fine until.
No, you were busy eating ice cream when we
Everyone
made the
was
other
fine
joke about
until they had
parking
their ice.
lots.
Dog,
we
my
didn't
boots
have
are
it.
out in my truck and it's starting to get a little deep. And they're even an inch taller now with all the asphalt stuck to the bottom of them. So,
Elevator boots.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
oh Lord, we have my
Where's
wife
Trey? Trey's
not on
sleeping?
here right now.
It'd be last man standing.
Which is soon.
I was gonna say, where's Trey? Is she sleeping?
She's sleeping.
Good for her. She's a good girl.
I know.
Yeah, she's all right.
Hey,
She's good for a first wife. Is that
Yeah.
how you say that?
when we were at Library Con over in Nick Tucker's neck of the woods, she found this pole to lean against in the library, and so she'd make a joke and then she'd lean back against the pole, and I said, you need to just carry a pole with you wherever you go. So we're working on a portable pole now for her to carry around.
Zach, I'm threatening to go to one of these little shows that they're doing, that they go to. Not let them know I'm coming. Just walk up. Just to see the look on their face of, no.
I know him from somewhere. Oh, we went to a mall show that Michaela Jade was at, and Dawn was there helping her. And so we were out in the parking lot of the mall, the front parking lot, I think. And Donna says, let's play a trick. So she texts them and says, oh man, Peoria's a long way to come. I don't know. My back's hurting. And so they're like, they're not coming.
No,
And then
we were like, does
in.
that mean that they're here and her back hurts, or does that mean that they decided not to come because her back was going to hurt by the time they got there? So we didn't know. Just for the record, we discussed.
Then we walked in on you and surprised you because we came from behind too, which is my style, I guess. So
yes, I squee. I really squee.
well, we squeed loud.
When I say I squee, when I'll be like, oh my God, squee, I squee. I really do.
And then Aunt Donna spent most of the time in one of those massage chairs at the mall.
She looked like she was enjoying it.
Yeah, she was. That's her, all right.
5 minutes at a time, right?
Yep.
That's all it takes.
I don't know how many quarters she spent that day, but
Carl, I hate to tell you, they don't take quarters anymore. They take dollar bills.
And credit cards.
And credit cards, yeah. Yeah, she ran up her Visa too. Yeah. And then on the way home, she's like, we could probably get one of those for the house. And I'm like, only if you buy it.
My mom got one, and it's great for getting a massage, but it is the most uncomfortable chair you will ever sit in if you just want to sit in a chair and watch TV.
Yeah, I sat in one of them at one of the malls because I just wanted to sit down and there were no benches around. So I just sat down in the massage chair, didn't put the money in. And I'm like, dang, I could not sit in this chair for more than 5 minutes. Terrible.
Hey, Pops.
What's going on, Joe?
I thought I heard walking upstairs, but
Trey, wait, Carl. You got to get into your summoning stance of Trey.
You look like you're trying to outline a guitar.
And Chris is saying only 36 days to HallowCon. Please don't remind me.
Are you ready?
Of course not.
We're going to have fun at this HallowCon because
You've had a whole year to get ready.
Not only Donna and I are going to be there, but we're bringing a special guest. Do you want to talk about that?
Do I know her?
Yeah.
Does she have her own theme song?
Yeah, so here she does.
I hear she's got her own truck.
Oh, that food truck? I think she closed that down.
Made too much money, huh?
It was controversial.
Oh.
You can't make certain things up. It was controversial. That's why they closed.
I scratched myself carrying some boxes. So I come up to Donna and say, could you help bandage my hand? Calvin did not do this.
Paper cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pulling a bunch of the 5-gallon buckets I've got for planters across the
Not
yard.
the 8 gallons?
No, 5. They're actually 5 gallons.
Plastic.
They're not those Canadian ones. Yeah.
8. Sorry, Zach.
I was carrying them. They're the ones I had my cucumbers in earlier in the year, and of course, cucumber plants have already died. So I'm moving the buckets over to where I can plant something else in them, reuse them for next year, mulching, whatever, composting. I go to get the last 2 as I'm walking away. There was an old thorn bush or a rose bush over in the corner of the yard that we'd cut down. It was nothing but a stump sticking up. I'll be darned if I didn't trip over that stump and land right up, carrying 2 5-gallon buckets full of soil. Landed knee, elbow, and yeah. So I'm having fun sitting in chairs right now.
You're not stove up, are you?
A little bit, not terrible, but
See, that's a term Dan understood, John understood, Joe, Zach, and Carl were like, huh?
Oh, I know stoved up. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was typing a post.
I'd pass some of this bourbon over to John, but it wouldn't go through the internet, right? So
Just
Well, on the
fax
bright
it to him. It'll be all right.
On the bright side, I did tear that stump up out the ground when I fell over it. So.
Oh,
It's
hey,
about
guys,
damn time.
that's good.
Silver lining, right?
Dan mentioning paper cut. Worst paper cut I ever had.
Mm.
Right in the crease
Oh,
of the
yes.
finger.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what made it better. I was unjamming a copier at Staples.
Oh.
Piece of cardstock got jammed right by the fuser, right by the heater. So not only was it a nice thick paper cut, it was about a 200-degree paper cut.
Cauterized it for you.
Yeah.
I wish it had.
I'll tell you the paper cuts that hurt are those.
Oh, the right between the
In the
fingers?
webbing, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
The ones that really hurt, though, the ones you don't realize you have, and then you put on hand sanitizer.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say you got toner in there, and that would probably also burn.
No, but I did have an accident with a toner cartridge once. I looked like I jacked off a Smurf.
Yeah.
He said
We've
it,
got-
Joe Dog, not me. I get mine for everything.
No, when any of y'all make
Hello.
make one of those comments, I immediately look at Zach going, okay. We're giving Zach an education.
Mm.
Well, it's better than the Canadian education.
Oh.
Did you ever see me at the one hash where I got hit by colors from the color run? One was green and one color was green and one was blue. That was a really bad, yeah.
Mm.
There was bad things said about that. It wasn't my fault.
Yeah, yes, Chris. I smurfed myself from about here all the way up this arm.
Oh my.
We've got one
And down
printer
my
at
shirt.
work that they refuse to buy cartridges for. So you go to the office and you say, "Hey, I need a cartridge for this particular printer over here." They go, "Oh, just pull the old one out and shake it up and down and put it back in." And the first time that happened, I got a brand new polka dot shirt out of the deal.
Yeah.
Now I went back and I showed them what it was, and I go, "When I buy a new shirt, you're getting a bill."
Well, the thing was, I had just replaced the blue toner in this printer, and 2 days later, testing department's getting a hold of me. Hey, it's saying it's out of blue. Unless you guys have printed off many copies of every NDOT form we have, there is no way in hell you're out of blue toner already.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over, I pulled the cartridge out, flipped open the little slot where you could see the actual toner sitting inside, and then forgot to close said slot before I shook it.
Ooh.
You did it to yourself.
Yeah.
We switched over. State of Illinois switched over to smart printers, and they called me up to Freeport, which is like as far north as you can get without going to Chicago. It's actually the other opposite direction from Chicago, and it's I don't know, 5-6 hour trip. And it's an overnight for me. I get to stay in a hotel somewhere. So I go up there and I say, it's not printing anything. It's not printing anything. And we've changed the toner. I'm like, well, okay, let me look at it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, there's all these documents to be printed, but, none of them are coming out. These printers were so smart, you could tell them which color of paper you were printing on. And it would try to find that in the trays. And if it couldn't find that color, it wouldn't print. And somebody had switched it to yellow. So
there was no yellow paper.
Well, there was no yellow paper in there, so nothing was printing. So I went back and I found a way to switch it to white or something. and it started shooting out like several hundred pages. Everything they had tried to print during the entire week before I could get there was printing. Like, you guys.
Now, you worked for the main tech agency for for state of Illinois, I'm assuming.
It was the one department of rehab.
Okay.
Because that's the one I came from as a counselor. I was promoted up to IT.
Okay.
Promoted
in
quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Indiana has a totally separate agency called the Indiana Office of Technology.
We have that too, but they weren't going to go with pre. They were like, "You can handle it, can't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll get it."
See, yeah, that's the weird things. So I was IT for NDOT for a little while, but I only covered our district, which was granted 13 counties, but but I still only had limited access. There were still certain things, like for whatever reason, one of the piece of diagnostic software that our mechanic shop used, I couldn't install. I could install everything else except for that one piece of software.
Yeah. Somebody keeping their job.
I called the IoT tech that was in our area, because even though they were based in Indy, they still had techs, all throughout the state. And I called him up, and he remotes in. And he goes, "Well, show me what you're doing." And I go through, and I could get to a certain screen, and I'd click next, and you'd see the button press down, come back up, never move on. He's like, "You sure the software is good?" I said, "Yeah, the software is good. I downloaded it 3 times from the website." So he puts in his credentials, goes up, gets up to that screen, hits next, it keeps going through. He goes, "Huh. I wonder what it's trying to install that you're not able to."
Yeah. Somebody had decided that was their job, and they didn't have it. Yeah, we had that same kind of fight back and forth, and the higher ups had decided that I and my cohorts weren't there in place, so we couldn't do certain things. Yeah. But they didn't want to leave Springfield to go do it.
Right.
So they kind of secretly gave me all kinds of rights to do things that I really didn't have a right to do, because they didn't want to leave their office to go do them. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So when I left, I don't know that they replaced me. They have to do everything now. They got to leave Springfield and go do these things. And I imagine they're pretty upset, but I don't care. I'm retired.
13 weeks and 1 day.
There you go.
I will join you.
Yeah.
You might as well just say 13 weeks, because that day's over. This day's over.
No,
it's Friday. It's a long day. We've reached the part of the testing cycle where there's at least 5 things to do every day, and we're still trying to catch up from last week when some of the testing machines were down.
Yeah.
Evidently, someone forgot to change the air conditioner filter and clean out the vents. So one climate control room was no longer climate controlled.
Or clean.
Well, it was clean, but it was not at the correct operating temperature for the machinery inside. So it wouldn't work. It only works at 35% humidity and below. And it doesn't matter what the temperature is, but the humidity really is vital. And they've actually got a couple of dehumidifiers in there that are not vented to the outside.
Oh.
So they are pulling water out of the air and blowing hot air out the back. So the temperature got up to about 97 in the middle of the night. In a room where the air conditioner is set to keep it at 70. So that was a very expensive service call to find out that nobody had changed the filter in the air conditioner.
Mm. And guess what? After that,
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
This is the last. The last of the toys that you sent. This is his favorite, and he just brought it into me to throw so he can go fetch it for me. I've got such a good little cat dog.
Joe Dog, you just hurt every one of my little feelings that I have.
hey, we started it. You got it at the very beginning of the show. So,
And I don't have it uploaded on Last Man Standing, so I can't do it.
So, it's not Last Man Standing thing though.
Good boy.
It's a stupid o'clock thing.
oh,
Are you playing fetch with Kelby?
Yeah, he brings it. He's dropping it down by my feet here. He's a good little dog.
I've
Very
got
little.
little Bobby trained now. I'll call her and she'll come over to me and I'll hold my arms out and she'll stand on her hind legs and grab my leg for me to pick her up. I
And
pick
when
her
you
up.
do,
I pick her up.
he
She'll crawl
sinks
up.
her claws into the back of your leg, and
No, she don't use her claws, but she crawls up around my neck,
Kelby!
down my arm, and wants down.
Like, Dad, I don't know these people.
He should by
all right.
Well, yeah, we call Buddy's name because whenever we call Buddy, Georgette thinks she needs to come too. So we were trying to find her today. Buddy's sitting right in front of me, and I started going, Buddy, and he jumped up on the tower like, I'm right here, Mom. Like, oh, yeah. Okay. That didn't work.
All right, we got to wrap it up, but I'm gonna let Zach plug his network for a minute.
Sure, if you like.
No pressure, Zach.
No
Right?
pressure. Well,
Also, like totally,
there we go.
Throw him off of there.
totally in the middle of a game that doesn't have a pause. If you like space stuff, search the Launchpad on YouTube.
I hope the mic is. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What else? Okay, who's gone?
Nobody.
What the hell?
Rich gone. Rich left, a while back.
Okay, just something looks different. Okay, I thought there was like,
It was the other layout.
We all changed places.
yeah.
Musical chairs.
Woman on top. It was a movie.
Well,
Here's the story of a lovely lady.
Lady? There's a lady around here?
Oh.
Well,
But,
Donna's in the chat, so
Yeah.
True. There's a lady in the chat.
I think we just might as well go ahead and wrap this up because we're digging a hole too deep.
night, folks. Thanks for letting me in.
Well,
Oh,
you're
welcome.
always welcome here, Carl.
Were you fangirling, Zach?
No, I died.
No. I thought you went, Carl's here. You went,
Well, that too. I mean, oh my god.
All right. Okay, say goodnight, everybody.
you know.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.